Hello, anyone listening. Well, this topic came about because in the conversation I was having with some person, it came around to the point where they asked me would I ever hit a woman. And I said to them the same thing my mother said to me, that any person that put their hands on you, man or woman, is prepared to be hit back. So the answer is yes. They seem to not truly get the impact of what I was saying because they turned around and said that I somehow supported people being abused or I'm less of a man because of it. And I said, no, that is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying to that person then is anytime the only way you can communicate is through violence, you are authorizing that person to use violence against you, to which she did not understand what I was saying. So I asked her why didn't she understand. Well, then she turned around and said to me that men aren't supposed to hit women. So I said, so women are supposed to be able to hit men. So she said, no. Then I said, well, then that means if a woman attacks a man, then she's supposed to get hit back. That's what's supposed to happen. That's what she said, no. Then she went into that, well, men are stronger than women, so you're not supposed to hit them back because you can hurt them. So I looked at her and said, what are you talking about? I am not going to walk up to some guy who just won the world's strongest man competition and pick a fight with him because there's a pretty good chance I'm going to lose. So if men are on average stronger than women, then women should pick fights with them because they're going to lose. Just because you pick a fight with somebody stronger than you does not mean that that person has to stand there and allow you to hit them because they're stronger. You should have the foreknowledge to know you should pick a fight with somebody who's stronger than you because you're probably not going to win. And in a process of you losing, you're going to get fucked up. And again, she still didn't seem to understand. Now I had to think to myself, well, I'm pretty sure I'm being very direct here. I'm not getting why she's not getting it. Then I thought about things like chivalry. We're supposed to pretty much says that men are supposed to be sacrificial for the sake of women. And that made sense maybe back when our population was lower, but the human population now is in the hundreds of millions, hell, even the billions. Yeah, that stuff, we don't need the self sacrifice anymore. It's pretty much time for everybody to step up and take responsibility for their actions. And that right there, when it clicked to me, I understood why she couldn't understand. Because of these inherent traditions that we have in our society that remove responsibility from one person and places it on another, nobody wants to give things like that up. Nobody wants to be the cause of their own folly. It is so much easier to blame it on something or anything else because once you take responsibility, it's kind of your fault. To which, while I'm still thinking of this show, she comes up the whole, well, what about an abuser? So I looked at her and said, what do you mean as being an abuser? Well, what if this man is just abusing his wife? So I said, well, that's not totally different than what I'm saying. That's not feasible in the context to which I put it. The phrase I said was, any person who put their hands on you is prepared to be hit back. In that sense, that woman would have every right of hers to fight, scratch, bite, whatever you need to do. Because this person is telling them that the only way I can communicate with you is with violence, so you use violence against that person. And she really wasn't didn't like that, so she went to, well, But they then went right to but. So I said, okay, come on, make a point here. And it went back to why would I? But if he's abusing her, then she gets scared. And I said, well, here's the problem with that. If you allow yourself to be abused, the person's going to keep abusing you. People only stop doing things when they want to or they have to. And if a person's already put themselves in a position of engaging in this behavior, they're not going to stop unless they're stopped. And I also have to remind her that, this happens both ways. And it happens a lot more to men than it does to women because of the same shenanigans you're engaging with now. You're trying to tell me that I am somehow wrong because my mother, who was a woman, told me that if anybody was to attack you, you're supposed to defend yourself. And just because I was taught this does not mean I just walk around and recklessly attack people. I don't recklessly attack women. In my lifetime, I've been slapped plenty of times. It didn't it didn't merit a response to, pow, knock her out. That's not what I need to do. That's not what I was taught to do. And that's not how I took it. But I've always, after that first hit, let it be known that if you attempt this stuff again, the response will be in kind, to which stopped it from ever happening twice, which has actually been pretty beneficial on my point. But then again, who knows? Maybe I just run into that totally crazy person who's gonna want to test that theory to see how many times I can go before he actually responds. I don't want to meet that person. I hope I never do. But this is pretty much all I have to talk about on this subject because that's pretty much how I wrapped up the conversation. Because you can't get blood from a stone, and you can't talk to a brick wall and expect a response of anything other than silence. And that's me free of my speech. Thanks for listening.